Alright, to start out, the front end, I've got these two off-brand Hella horns. I haven't been able to hook them up yet because of the wiring loom that they gave me is too short, so I have to extend all the wires. And then I cut out the middle grill, mostly because I got hit and the middle piece was destroyed, and plus I just like the look. I've got an 06, 07 WRX STI lip. I blacked out the reflector markers right there, blacked out all the rest of the chrome on the front. And then for the wheels I have XXR 530s. They're 8.75 inches wide and they're 18 inches in diameter. They're wrapped in Pilot Super Sports, the 245/40 R18s, and they are one heck of a tire, really sticky. Really cheap lugs that I need to get new ones of. They're red and I like the look, it's just they're aluminum, so they're getting destroyed on the inside, as you can see. And then I painted my brakes just because I like the red accent. I've got Rally Armor mud flaps on the front and the back. They are universal, like $16, the cheapest material mud flaps you can get. I need to replace them pretty soon because they're getting torn up. And then I go to Texas A&M, so I just have a Texas A&M decal. I've got my taillights that are tinted. I originally had them just fully tinted, but then I got in trouble for them being too dark, so I opted with this pattern, which a lot of the Fusion guys have. Just blacked out the center brake light, and I've got an MPT sticker because my car is tuned by MPT Performance. And then the quad exhaust, yes, it's a 4-cylinder. It's just a Y pipe split. And it's basically no mufflers, just two resonators. This is what it sounds like. In addition to my exhaust, I have this exhaust control valve, which can control the bass note of the exhaust really well. During daily driving, it's awesome to have, and then I can just open it up when I want to be ridiculously loud. I've got the Thule wind deflector for my Thule bike rack bars, and I do have a bike. I have a road bike, and it happens to match. I also have a roof bin for when I go camping. On the inside, we have just what I've done, which is paint the inside red and black. I've got my Batman logo on the center, and just a cheap $40 Best Buy radar detector. I have 4-point harnesses. The backs aren't hooked in right now, but I'm planning on getting a NRG universal fitting harness bar in the back here. I just need to find the money, and then I'll be installing that soon. Under the hood is nothing special, just the Ford 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. Stock, it makes about 175 horsepower and about 172 pound-feet of torque, which is absolutely nothing. I just have my intake that I built. It goes into the wheel well down there. I've got a conical filter on it that has a water-resistant splash guard over it, so I don't hydrolock my engine. I deleted the silencer here just with a piece of PVC, and that's blocked off, and then hose clamp. The car is tuned by MPT Performance. I asked them how much about it would make now. Realistically, probably around 190 horsepower and respectively the similar amount of torque. I also use a fuel supplement that, you know, who knows if it works. It's just another thing to try and get it just a little bit more horsepower. So I'd like to dyno it someday just for fun, just to see how much it makes. And it's front wheel drive, of course, and I do autocross it frequently. I just had the rear camber reduced to make sure that I don't have as much grip in the rear, because I was having an understeer problem even with these tires. So I now have -1 degree of camber in the rear, whereas before I had -2 degrees. And then in the fronts I have -1.2 degrees of camber. In the future, I'd like to get some second pair of wheels and tires for dailying rather than dailying my track tires, because these tires are very expensive and I just don't want them to wear down as fast.